I would change either. But I would tell myself some things. We all know you can't change it.
Right.
But I sure would tell myself some things. Good morning, everybody. Sister Lewis, how are you? Brother Lewis, how are you? I know you're not far behind. Sister Cassandra, how are you? CC, what's up? How you feeling today? CC, I think you called me. Did you call me? Child, if you did, I'm sorry. I didn't get back with you. I'm so busy. I'm a busy person.
Everybody was
Child,
calling
if
Pastor.
you did, I'm sorry. I didn't get back with you. I mean, I had so many phone calls yesterday from people I hadn't heard from in a long time.
At one point, I just looked at her like, why is your phone ringing every 5 minutes? You on the phone with somebody. Somebody
Who
called.
was that? Who was that?
You're on the phone with that person. Somebody called. Like, what's happening?
I think yesterday.
She did call you.
I thought you did. I'm sorry. I'm going to call you. I think what happened yesterday is we tapped into something.
Oh, in the morning, you mean?
Yeah, in the morning. We tapped into something. And most of these people were not even on social media. They weren't on the Hour of Power yesterday. But we tapped into something. And I think a lot of people, they heard the cry in the spirit. They heard what we said in the spirit. And this is what I say.
It wasn't even that deep, though. Look.
Yes, it was. People wanted, because people were talking to me about the thing that we talked about.
Oh, okay.
Being a winner. How do you get past this stuff? How do I get past all my emotions and my feelings? And how do I got this
talk
problem.
About some more today, then.
Yeah, I got this issue with my family members. They're saying things that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying things to me about me that's not true. I never did those things. And so I had a lot of conversations with people yesterday. I think only one person told me that they watched it and that they felt like everything from yesterday and the day before was for them.
Mm.
And that was just one person. I talked to so many people yesterday. My head was kind of spinning. I'm like, what's up with this? But I want you all to know I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you coming on at the 8:15 a.m. hour. I appreciate, I had someone tell me, yeah, I appreciate her. She told me that she always appreciated me and Pastor Curtis's honesty and our ability to be honest and real with people.
One thing about Pastor and I, we don't profess to be the most intelligent. We definitely ain't the most correct when we talk. We from the east side of Detroit, both of us. We don't try to hide that. We don't try to do all that. But one thing about us, we're going to be honest. We're going to tell you the truth as we see it, according to how we feel about it. It ain't going to be real deep and spiritual. It's just going to be straight up front.
She said to me, I have never known, I've been in church a long time, Pastor, and I know her, and I know how long she's been a part of our life, well over 30 years. And she said to me, she was talking to her husband or someone in her family, and she said, all the times I've been in different churches, and I've known that some of the things that the pastors were teaching was wrong. And they knew what they were teaching was wrong. But they never apologized for teaching us something that was wrong. They knew it was wrong. They stopped teaching it, but they never said, please forgive us. We taught something that was wrong. And, I can't say if, they're not pastors that do it. I wouldn't say because I don't know. But it don't hurt to just tell the people, hey.
I've never been connected to a pastor that said that. I'll say that.
I haven't either. But
I've never been connected to
we agreed that if we were wrong, this is just something we agreed as pastors and people who are leading folks. It's okay.
It is.
She said to me, and we all knew it wasn't from malice or you all were trying to teach us the wrong way. It just was till you got more information. This is what you taught. And when you got the more information, you said, no, We're not teaching that no
Mhm.
more. And I apologize for teaching that because the more information that I've sought out, because you can't know it all. That's really the bottom line. You can't know it all. And when you study it and you get more information, you start to realize, and then the information of watching the people.
Results.
When you see the results of what you're teaching, no good teacher, if they worth their salt, and that's just a regular teacher, you're teaching something, and the majority of your students are failing.
Mhm.
You, as a teacher, educational teacher, would say something's wrong.
Mhm.
I'm teaching this, and my students are not getting it, and I got 99% failure. I only got 1 or 2 people that's getting it.
Either the way I'm teaching it is wrong or what I'm teaching is wrong. But something's off.
And so, as a teacher or a person who's sincere about your vocation, you say, "Oh no, this something ain't right here." We teach a lot of things, and if I don't see people's lives getting better from the teaching, I ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I was good at really doing that. I wanted to know at the end of a service, what did you learn? Do y'all remember that? I would ask, Sister so and so, what did you learn? Stand up, tell us. And the majority of the people would understand what I just taught. Now there were some they went left, but I knew, okay, we're gonna tweak that a little bit. I'm gonna help you out a little bit. But for the most part, people would say, this is what I heard. And they would verbatim be able to tell me. And
sometimes it would be good, sometimes it would be, they would miss it. But
that was
what
okay.
They heard, yeah.
That was okay.
Yeah.
I need to know, am I doing my job effectively? If I'm not, then we got to go back and go in again and figure out another way. Repetition. Remember that? Repetition. We go over it and over it till I'm sure by your life that you got it. That's it. That's all it is. It's not deeper than that. It's not this super spiritual thing. It's not a matter of whether or not you're in faith or not. That's not what it is. It's, can you do what I'm teaching?
Right. Right. And get good results. Simple.
Can you do what I'm teaching, and can you get the results that you desire?
Yep. That's the only reason to be here.
Any other thing is a moot point.
It's a waste of time. That's a fact. Going to any ministry, if you can't apply to your life what you're learning in a way that brings the benefit of what you're applying to your life, then there's no need to go. It's a waste of time.
There's a thing that is going on at a church that I know where they pray over water. And I'm not knocking this because I've seen people get healed. So I'm not going to play like I haven't seen it. They pray over water, people get healed. The problem is they believe in that moment. And in that moment, they really do get a result. The problem is, can you maintain it?
And that's something that you can't do because the water is what gave you the victory, not your faith, that's not sustainable.
So when they go and get this water, and I know about the healings that people have received, but I also know about the people who said, I can't keep it. They came back 2 and 3 years later, a year later, and what they had, they're lost. Why did that happen, Pastor Tammy? Because they didn't have the proper information on how to maintain that. It's not just in the drinking of the water. It is in making sure you have the strategy to maintain your healing. And most people just rely on this one moment and that's your height,
the magic of
it. And yes, because of your belief in that hour,
you can get it.
You can get it, baby.
Sure, absolutely.
Absolutely. Everything is high. You are believing it. You get it. But when the pain hits you again,
what does your mouth say?
See? What are you full of in abundance that pours out of your mouth? Because without that information, you're going to end up sick again.
Absolutely.
And the latter man going to be worse than the first.
That's absolutely right. This is why we have to see the same people in the line over and over and over.
Because they don't have the proper information. They think the information is the water or the person who prayed over the water. But that's not it, because you have to know what to do to maintain what has just happened. And so if you get your healing and then you go back and start doing the very things, talking wrong, doing wrong, the very things that kept that on you is coming back.
Yep. And again, like somebody said, it's the same game. Then you got to keep going back to that same well to get that same magical spelled water.
Okay.
And it's just it's a money game. It turns into a money game. It turns into a fame game. This is the famous preacher that blessed water and this and that. And, you know.
And again, I ain't knocking that, because if you get your healing and you have the information, see, I can pray and say to you, by this time next year, you're going to have a baby. You believe that.
Mm-hmm.
You believe that. But if you don't go have some sex,
you ain't going to have nothing. You ain't going to have nothing. I don't care how much you believe it.
Yeah, y'all didn't hear what I said.
You ain't gonna.
If you don't go do some strategy,
you ain't gonna go. You ain't gonna have nothing.
I can say that all I want to,
and it can be real, and you can believe it,
and you believe it. But if you don't put some action to that,
right,
you're not gonna have no baby.
Exactly.
And if you don't, after you conceive, take care of that baby in your womb, go to the doctors, make sure you take your vitamins, make sure you do the blood work so that you know whether or not you got gestational diabetes. And if you do, they change your diet and all these things. If you don't do the work to maintain all of that, it might as well not happen. Do y'all understand? So I ain't knocking none of that, because I've seen some wonderful things in that because people believed. But I've also seen some of them say, I'm talking about 97% of them.
More than that.
Come back and say, and the question would be posed, you back? Yeah, I'm back. Where you been?
Right. Why are you back? It's back.
I know you can do it. I've heard it. Not that I know that God can heal me and I need to maintain my healing by taking the proper precautions. No, they start relying on that man. I know you can do it. And when you start talking like that, there's a surety that you're going to be back sick again, because you are leaning in on the wrong person. First of all, it's God that does it. Secondly, you have to do your own leg work. Am I getting anything? And so these are the things that I believe are important. This is where the teacher comes in. This is where the teacher comes in. Every ministry, your apostles got a place, your pastors got a place, your teacher, everything has a place in the body. But I believe that the teacher is an important part of it. And this is because without the teacher, you will not know how to maintain none of it. The apostle can be the sent one. He can come with a message, but there has to be a teacher who keeps expounding and growing you in the kingdom message. You understand what I'm saying? The apostle is the sent one. What he sent with? The message on the kingdom. He comes in and he disrupts everything, all the religion, all the tradition of men. He disrupts that. He brings in another teaching. He demonstrates that teaching. But if he leaves, there has to be somebody that comes in, the teacher, who keeps you on track and who keeps causing an evolution and a growth in you.
Right.
Your mind has to continue to expand in this teaching on the good news of the kingdom.
Because there are going to be situations and circumstances that arise. You're not going to have the information on it. Somebody's going to have to make it plain. Your mind always wants to go back to what you knew.
Right.
And so somebody has to keep you on track, as Pastor said, keep you focused on the current information.
What is God saying in 2025? How is God shifting us and how are we elevating, changing, growing? And this is where the teacher is. And I'm going to tell you something. The teacher, in my opinion, has been the most played down part of the kingdom.
Of the fivefold ministry.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Because most times we want the excitement and we want the theatrics of the preacher. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there has to be a time that the teacher comes in and says, open your book.
Yeah. Learn something. Don't get excited and get hyped about it. Let's learn something so you can apply what you learn.
See, as long as we're doing the theatrics and the theater and all of that,
hype,
you can't grow like that.
Right.
You can't grow in the always being excited, always screaming and hollering and dancing and running. But when somebody says with intent to change your life, we got to learn. All of a sudden it's boring. And I've heard preachers get up because they don't want to teach, because teaching means study. Oh, y'all. Teaching means study. Teaching means that you have to go in and you have to have the ability. You got to trust the Holy Spirit to help you. You got to be able to understand context, content. You got to read it like it's supposed to be read. You got to look up the words. You got to take the sentences apart. You got to keep in the forefront of your mind who this person is talking to, the who, what, and where of this. Why is this being said? Who is that person talking to? What is the structure? What are they trying to get over? And it takes time. Let me tell y'all something. It don't take nothing to get up and be theatrical.
No. Tell a bunch of off stories that don't apply to nothing. They can't apply to nothing, and hype up something and give you something to distract you from the truth.
Point to the organist. He dun 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 dun, dun, and then all of the stuff. Woo! And now,
because y'all know we love a good party. I'm talking about us. You know, we love a good party anyway, so we just turn church into that.
And then you got the folks running down to the altar, and they got to do their fancy footwork, and everybody dance, and y'all got a whole routine, and we do that for about 20 minutes. And the question I always ask is, what did you learn? And I have heard preachers get up and play down the teachers. An intricate part of the fivefold ministry. I've watched these preachers jealous, because that's all that is. Jealous that that person can teach principle. They've taken the time to study to do the people good. Because it doesn't take anything to be theatrical. I'm going to say it again. Listen, y'all know it's true, because when we were in the pandemic, when no organs playing, people who were on social media, who had been known to be preachers, could touch your neighbor. And ain't no neighbor to touch. Turn to your neighbor.
Ain't no neighbor.
Ain't no neighbor.
What do you mean? You on there trying to preach on Facebook. That ain't gonna get it. It's time to teach now. But they didn't have that. And scripturally, every pastor should be apt to teach.
That's the Bible.
That's the Bible. You probably not called of God if you can't, as a pastor, if you're not apt to teach. You know what apt mean is, right? Equipped. Have a good command, being able to. This is the Bible.
Come on, preacher. You should be able to have a command. Listen, you should be able to teach something.
You should be able to teach what you preaching. How you preaching what you can? How you preaching what you can't teach? Because the teaching aspect is the application of the preaching or preach word. How you can't teach what you up there singing about?
You're supposed to be able, as a pastor, a spiritual leader, to walk those people through a principle. If you just preached about David and Goliath, and you preached about how he took Goliath down, and the 3 or 4 however smooth rocks it was, and he took them down, you should be able to come back on a Wednesday or whatever day it is and teach them the principle of that.
You should be.
You should be able to go back in that story. You want to teach on the widow woman. You want to preach on the widow woman. She gave to the man of God first, and she is about giving, and you need to give to the man. You should be able to come back without any of that theatrics and walk them through principle.
You should be able to.
Is there anybody understand what we said? Somebody said, I realized I was going for a quick fix. Come on here. All of us did it. This is why it's important to have a teacher. So to me, this is just me. I think the teacher is very valuable. I ain't got no problem with the preacher because I preach. But I think the teacher is valuable. I don't think he or she is a talking head. I don't think they boring. And people of color, let me tell you something. This is why we're so far behind. This is why other ethnicities, other groups can outrun us. Because they understand the practicality of the word. Did y'all hear what I said? They can see the practicality, because most of them are taught in their churches the practicalness of the word. We're always over in the hoodoo and the spirit of, and over in the magic of it.
The genie Jesus of it. The Lord said it's done.
Okay. How do I maintain this? You have to teach the maintenance of anything. If you get a brand new car, they got a whole pamphlet.
A whole book. That's right. Operator's manual.
Okay. A whole pamphlet. If this light come on, this is what you need to do. If this happened, this is what you need to do. If you see this, this is what that means.
Right.
It's a whole pamphlet. It gives you instructions on what you just bought into. How is it that we buy into stuff, but we don't have the instructions on how to maintain what we bought into? Oh, y'all. No. And so I love the apostle. I love the preacher, evangelist. I love all those. I love the prophets. Wonderful. But there's nothing like a prophetic teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm gonna give myself some right there.
That's a
I'm
fact.
gonna do it on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nothing like a prophetic teacher.
Yeah.
Because they can show you where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
They can give you the strategy. You know, when you go back and look at the Old Testament, anytime it was time to make a move, the prophet came along and said, this is what we're getting ready to do. And then you have the strategists who came back and said, this is how we get it done. My God. So again, these are the things that Pastor Curtis and I, we're inspired to do. We want to make sure that we do our job effectively. When I hear people say, this has made a difference in my life, when I started doing these things, I'm happy.
Management order structure is one of the most prolific teachings that we've ever done in the 30 years we've been in ministry. That's the thing that I think brought the most results in people's lives, because people just tell us over and over again how that's changed their life. That's the only reason why we do it. It's for the change.
If we're not going to change your life, I can go do something else. I don't need to do this. If there's not going to be a change, if your life don't get better by sitting under our teaching, under our words, then we're going to go find something else to do.
Yeah, because we're wasting your time.
And I'm not going to do that.
And you need to find somebody who can help you.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. Sure.
I'm not going to play with your life. Life is too short and it's too important.
Yep.
And we don't have a lot of time. You know, to be honest, that time slips away so fast.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's no sense in spinning your wheels and playing around for the next 30, 40, 50, 60 years on something that doesn't bring you joy, peace, and happiness. And I think most of you who come on here daily understand I'm not coming for no entertainment. Talk to me, Pastor Curtis and Tammy. Be real with me.
Mm-hmm.
Please be real with me.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me the truth. Do you know I long for? Tell me the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Don't lie to me. Just tell me, is this right?
Mm-hmm.
Is what we have been doing in religion and the traditions, is it right? Because I'm not seeing no results. Now, if it's just a matter of time, if it's a matter of I need to tweak some things, okay. But I done all that. Why isn't it working? Somebody tell me the truth. And most people who heard the truth of management order and structure, most of us who heard the truth concerning finances, how to handle our money, it ain't in putting it in somebody's hands. It's in being able to manage it properly by investing it. Once we heard those truths, all of us, it clicked.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, you know what? Right. That ain't how money works. It's not to make you angry with anybody, but it's to tell you the truth so that you can live your life.
Right.
We've talked about, okay, we made some error with our children. How do we rectify that?
Mm-hmm.
The truth is, I made a mistake. It wasn't intentional. I thought I was right.
Mm-hmm.
Please forgive me. Now, that's on you if you forgive me or not. If you forgive me, fine. If you don't, fine. But I'm not going to let you hold me hostage.
Right. I did my part in apologizing and letting you know it wasn't intentional. There's no malice with it.
There's no malice in my heart. I wasn't trying to hurt you. I'm your mama. I'm your daddy. I'm your parent. I love you. I thought what I was doing, according to what I was taught and grew up in, I thought I was expanding on it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that I was hearing God in a better way. I see now it was wrong. Please forgive me. Can we move on from here? But if you don't want to forgive me, I'm not going to let you hold me hostage.
Exactly. I'm still going to move on. Whatever you're going to do with that, I'm going to let you do that with that. But take this nugget with you. You're raising children. just like I raised you. And please don't think that you're not going to make any mistakes with them like I made with you. And you reap what you sow.
And I hope that they have some compassion and mercy for you, because you don't seem to have none for me.
Take that with you and let that be that.
I'm not going to let you drag me down with a bunch of emotionalism. I'm not going to let you put
Guilt.
me in a state of guilt. And I'm not going to be pining away for your love.
Nope.
I did the best I could. See, you got to be taught, and when you in these places with your adult children. You got to know what to do when your adult children are trying to hold you hostage to their bad mistakes. They don't want to face their mistakes. You married them. You did that. You gambled. You didn't take care of your business. You wouldn't go to school. You wouldn't do what I was telling you to do. And now you're living out the results. It's not my fault.
Right.
It's your choices.
Right. And you're going to carry the weight of that. You're not going to put that on me.
If I had been a better mama, I was the best mama I could be. If you had picked a better daddy, he was the best daddy he could be.
Right.
He knew what he knew, and what he didn't know, he tried the best.
Right. Simple as that.
But you're not going to put the weight of your bad decisions on me. Somebody need to talk to you about that and not tell you, well, just let God. No, sometimes you got to get them together and tell them, I have apologized. I have told you, listen, I know I was on drugs. Do you think I woke up wanting to be on drugs? Do you understand the trauma I lived as a child? And I was just trying to forget what I lived through as a child. I'm sorry that I hurt you. I wasn't trying to hurt you. I just was trying to get out of my own pain. Please forgive me. But if you can't, you're not going to make me feel worthless because you ended up in foster care. Sorry. You ended up experiencing mama and daddy, sorry. But where's the compassion for me? Can you hear my heart? Do you understand what I endured? I endured sexual assault. I endured beatings growing up. I want you to hear what I lived. And I made mistakes, and I'm sorry. Nobody wakes up trying to be an alcoholic or a drug abuser. And as you grow and mature, you should start to understand, no, there were things that I grew up and realized, no, I can understand it now. You ain't never said, yeah, I can see how that happened.
Yeah.
I can see. When I had my child and I wasn't married, I was big on telling my dad, oh, you didn't do this and you didn't do that. No, yeah, the baby. When I stepped into it, I remember sitting in the car with my dad and telling him, yeah, I see how things can happen. I see how things can happen. I'm in it now. And when your children can't see how things can happen, they're still immature in certain areas. Just let them keep living.
Listen, so you raising children now.
Just keep living.
And the decisions that you're making in your mind for the best for you and your family. Now, everything's not going to work out like you thought. So now you just remember how you're feeling towards me now and how you're responding to me now, because the same issue's going to come up in your life with your children. So you treating me bad, you're not forgiving me, you're not going to make all the right decisions. So just remember that.
And when they come up to you and they stand in your face without any compassion, when they tell you that all their error in their 30 years is your fault, these are grown people who are making decisions for their lives. They didn't went through all this schooling. They didn't live through all this little life. And now they're bad. I can't help your divorce. That's not my fault.
Right. You were in that marriage. I wasn't in it.
You didn't discuss with me who you was marrying.
Right.
You told me that's who you loved. And I said, wonderful. I couldn't have talked you out of it no way. And you went on ahead and married them. You didn't ask me nothing about it. And you just told me. And I said, okay. Now that it didn't work out, now it's my fault. I didn't give you the tools. You're 30 years old. You didn't know to go get you some counsel? Oh, y'all quiet.
I told you to get counsel. I told you need therapy. Did you apply the therapy that you got? Or did you just go to therapy, sit there and remain the same?
I told you when you were a kid, your mouth is too sassy. You got to learn to control that mouth, your mouth. You're not right all the time, but you didn't listen to me. You didn't listen to me. I told you, you made life hard growing up. You made life hard for your parents.
Your own life.
You did stuff you weren't supposed to do, and your parents was coming to the rescue, telling you need to stop doing this. You did all that from junior high, elementary, high school. You just was terrible to raise. And there were days that some of us parents didn't think we was going to survive. I know what I'm talking about. Just a terrible person to raise. We didn't understand you. Why are you doing all this?
Whose child are you?
And we would tell you these words. You reap what you sow. You keep doing this stuff, it's going to come back. And when you see it later on, it's our fault. No. Bad choices. And you didn't want to hear. See, some of y'all parents are responding to me right now. And if you're not careful, parents, this is stuff that's got to be taught to you. You can't let your children, your adult children, put a hang up on you.
No, ma'am.
You can't let them make you guilty of their bad choices.
No, ma'am.
You can't let them stand in your face. See, there was a time, I'm going to say something. You wouldn't have dared stood in your parents' face and told them, it's your fault. You wouldn't have done that. But this is a different generation.
Because as long as you run into their rescue, you good.
Oh.
You perfect.
Oh.
They love you. But as soon as you stop running to their rescue about the bad decisions that they keep making over and over again, even though you're telling them don't make these bad decisions, they go and do it anyway because they grown. I'm grown. I make up my own mind. Then when the mess comes, Daddy, Mama, what can I do? I don't want to. Help me.
And it's just that nasty. Help me.
But
you're my mama.
But you're grown though. See,
you was grown when you was making the decision.
That's what you told me.
Let me give you 2 more.
That's what you told me. You was grown making the decision. Now you have to be grown
to handle the results.
Now let me interject something here to us parents. Y'all ready? You ready?
Okay.
Now be parents. Now it's time for us to be. Watch this. Y'all ready? Y'all ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
It's time for us to be parents of adults.
So that means you got to know when to back off.
So that means the rescue time is over.
Ooh.
Once they acknowledge to us that they are adults and they got a right to make up their own mind, now as the parent of an adult, I have the right and privilege and responsibility to let you get the consequence of that so that you understand what it takes moving forward. Because as long as I bail you out,
you ain't going to learn.
As long as I bail you out and there's no consequence to your action, then you keep making the dumb decisions because it ain't hurting and costing nobody but me.
And watch this. And if you don't stop doing that stuff, they will break you financially.
They break you financially, mentally, emotionally. Oh, absolutely.
They will break you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They will have you in bankruptcy. They will have you in loss. And they will stand in your face with their grown selves when you have exhausted all your finances and tell you, I didn't say that you were supposed to do that. I didn't tell you to do that. Why did you do that?
Seen it 1,000 times.
All right. They will stand in your face and tell you when you say, listen, I didn't pay my gas bill. You all on social media somewhere and you told me. They'll break you and stand in your face and tell you,
you shouldn't have done that if it was going.
And walk away.
And won't care. Is that what Cassandra Davenport said? And won't care.
You need their help. You say, well, listen, I need you to help me do something. I ain't got it. But they all on social media showing their money. They all on social media doing all the things that they do. And you say, I exhausted my accounts for you. You stayed in something. You can't help me? No. When they get grown, let them be. See, we got to talk about this stuff because, see, church got us thinking that we're wrong when we tell our children no. We are harsh.
It's not being a good parent. Who am I? Why? How can I have no?
And don't let your children grow up in your face. You help everybody else, but you don't help me.
Once our children are adults and they're making decisions for their own lives, we have to allow them to have the consequences of those decisions because now it's learning time. Now it's learning time. And if there is no pain from these bad decisions that they have made for their lives, the next time they need to make a decision, they're going to do the same thing. It's the pain, it's the consequences that help keep them on the right track. Just like we suffered.
Oh boy, Pastor
The
Curtis.
pain of the consequences that we.
Oh boy.
So
when I had my son, let me help y'all. When I had my son, I was told before I gave birth, I ain't watching no babies. And you know what? I knew it was true. Mm-hmm. When nothing, and you know what? I made a resolve in myself. I'm gonna keep my baby with me. And that's what I did. When we wanted to go to the movies, our baby went with us. We had to come up with, we're going to the drive-in. Huh? The baby got to go.
We're going to the drive-in.
We're going to the drive-in. We going out to dinner, the baby got to go. Y'all quiet. Wasn't none of that. Leave the baby at home while I go to Target. Leave the baby at home while I went to Walmart. I took both of my babies to the grocery store. I ain't have nobody at the house taking my baby while I run to the ground. I want to make a run. None of that. Everywhere I went, if he couldn't be there to take them, they went with me. I went to the grocery store with two little babies.
One on this side of the cart and one on this side, legs hanging out the slots.
One standing up in the cart. I was pulling one cart in the back of me and another one in front of me because I had both of my children. That's right. And watch this. And I worked a job. I didn't have nobody going to pick up my children. I had to pick up my own children. It was clear. Nobody was going to watch my children. Wasn't none of that. Now, I ain't saying my people didn't give me a break and take my children sometime, but it wasn't no everyday thing. My mama wasn't coming from the west side to the east side to pick up my children. Oh, Lord, no. I love my in-laws. I love my mother-in-law and father-in-law, but they wasn't keeping my children. Those y'all kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's just fact.
But this generation with their, I don't know, their
self-entitlement.
There you go. You say no. Oh, mama. They didn't forgot that you got a life. They didn't forgot that you have dreams. Y'all quiet. Mm-hmm. And church tells you, you know, well, you just, you know, you gotta, no, when am I going? When am I going to be free? When am I going to have fun? Because they made their decisions just like I did. And I had to suffer through my own decisions. I had to take care of my own kids. I had to cook dinner. Nobody was cooking dinner for me and my children. Ooh-wee. Can I get a amen? Nobody was at my house cooking dinner. Nobody was washing my clothes. Nobody was, none of that. It was me and him. Mm-hmm. And if I didn't have a him, it was on me. Sick or well. Do I have any parents here that can attest to what I'm saying? Sick, but I still got to take care of these children. Yeah. Because my husband is at work. Yeah.
When I wanted to go play basketball, I used to have to set up a
playpen.
Set up a playpen off to the side and put them in the playpen, and glance over at them, make sure they was okay, put the toys in there with them while I ran up and down the court to get my exercise. That's what we had to do. My parents were workers. My parents worked. My mom worked and my dad worked. So if I wanted to go, wasn't no keeping the kids. It wasn't no none of that. It was me and her. If I wanted to go play basketball, that's what I did. Bought a big playpen, set it up, put them in it, and went and played basketball. Broke it down, put it in the car, and took them home.
Watch this.
While she worked.
And watch this. And sometimes I just couldn't go.
And sometimes I just couldn't go. That's a fact.
And sometimes I just couldn't go.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, yeah. And see, that's part of being grown. Sometimes you just can't go.
Yep.
Because that's what you gave up when you made this decision.
Yep.
And sometimes ain't nobody to call. Ain't nobody going to come get them.
That's just the responsibility of parenthood. You can't go.
And when they stand up in your face, after you've made all those kinds of sacrifice and act like you've done something so horrible to them, they have no clue of the things you gave up. They have no clue of the things you suffered. They have no clue of the times that you went and cried. They ain't got no clue. And they stand in your face and tell you what a horrible parent you are. how you didn't do all these things. They don't know your struggle because you kept it from them. Y'all, I need 3 folks to just know. I said you
hit it.
You never told them about the struggles financially that the family was going through.
But then you know what we learned? We should have said no to you and told you why. Maybe you would have had some compassion now.
You don't know the times that I bought you $100 gym shoes when I shouldn't have bought them at all.
You didn't deserve it because your character definitely at that time didn't
qualify you for it.
I needed some Fruit of the Looms, but I bought you stuff. Huh?
I wanted to get my hair done, but I got you the Tizillions. I hadn't had my hair done in a month, but I let you go. Mm-hmm. I wanted some shoes, but I let you get them. These are things that we don't talk about in church because we've been told and trained in let people abuse you, even your children.
Man, that's crazy.
Even your grown children got a right to take advantage of you. We've never been told it's okay to tell your grown children, that's on you. We've always looked at people that did that as, oh, she hard. What's wrong with her? But she want to live too. Mm-hmm. And when you start watching the parents who took that attitude, no, you see where their children thrive.
Yep. Because
they knew. That's why we thrived. Because our parents did not always rest. Y'all, come on. My grandmother went on. My grandmother, she passed away. So she couldn't help me. And my mother, my first child, my mama was 35 years old. When I had my first child, my mother was 35 years old. No, y'all didn't hear what I said. When I had my first child, my mother was 35 years old. Now, what 35-year-old want to sit at home with their grandbabies? My mama wasn't doing that.
No.
And I didn't have the audacity or the tenacity to ask her because I knew my mama trying to be married and hang out with her husband. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to ask. I had that kind of sense. I'm not going to ask my mom to be babysitting. I didn't dare do that.
She wasn't going to do it
no. My mama worked, and she was working 10, 12-hour shifts. My mama wasn't doing that. That was my children. And I respected her enough to say, I'm not going to ask her to do that. I'm not going to put that weight on her. I'm not going to try to make her feel bad. Because you the grandmama. No, you the mama.
Mm-hmm. You see, they want to be parents when it's convenient. But they want you to be parent, grandparent when it's not convenient. They want to be the parent. This is my child. Okay. You're right. But now remember that same energy when it's time for you to parent and you can't do something that you want to do. You still the parent. Don't get mad with me when I say no.
They get on social media. What kind of grandparents is these where they don't want to keep their kids, their grandkids? I don't have to.
Those are your children.
Go back and think. Who was taking care of you? Some people did have a large family and they could kind of, but most of us, even in that, I'm going out.
But the truth of that is still, though, they didn't have to.
Nope.
It was nobody's responsibility. Once you bring children into this world, they are your responsibility. And when you want to make the decision for them, first thing you holler is, that's my child. Okay, you're right. And I submit to that. And I ain't got no problem with that. But now, when you want me to do something that I don't want to do, and I say, well, that's your child.
You're the grandparent.
But that's your child. And then what you told me?
When our children go and make these decisions to marry.
See, I'm noticing a lot of the comments, and I'm looking at a lot of comments. And here's what I'm gonna say to us, grandparents. A lot of the problem is us.
Yeah, admit it.
We're the problem because our mindset towards how we should be conducting ourselves with our grown children is not proper because of religion and tradition. And we've left common sense.
Oh, Lord.
And now we let people guilt us.
There you go.
We
learn that in church.
Because this is what we learn in religion.
That's right.
Guilting us into doing things.
Oh,
and it's spilling over into every aspect of our lives. And so when our children come to us and I got this, we feel guilty if we say no and get some pushback. But we got to stop that.
And we learned that behavior in church. You don't have enough faith. That's why things are not happening for you.
Mhm.
You need to do A, B, and C
Mhm.
to prove to God that you got faith. Then we carry that nonsense over into our house.
Yeah.
You don't love me.
Yeah.
If you love me, we just guilted
It's true.
into doing things we don't want to do.
Show been working on it though. Show been working. See, now I'm good. I'm good at certain aspects of this. I got a certain disposition because my father's name was Curtis Stevens Sr. This was his disposition. No was no, and he didn't care. He didn't care how you felt about it. When I tell you, I want y'all to look at my face when I say this. When he said no, he didn't care how you felt about it, what you was gonna do about it, what you was gonna say about it. Watch this, because he was self-sufficient. He didn't need your validation in any area.
Oh Lord.
So when he said no to something, baby,
it was no.
And he didn't care. So I have some of that. This sweet young thing right here don't have that.
I have had the examples of.
She don't have that. So we have to have some balance around here. She don't have that.
Well, the grandchildren. Well, I just.
And I understand all of that. But see, here's my thing. We can't be yes and complain about it.
There you go.
See, if you're gonna say yes, what do I say, honey? If you gonna say yes, you can't complain about it. You cannot complain about something you're saying yes to, whether because you feel guilty or whatever. You said yes. So guess what?
Be quiet and go on and deal with it. And most of us grandmamas and mamas, we are guilty of that. I will admit there's a guilt to that. But again, a lot of that, when I face it, somebody say face it, I learned that in church. Because I did a lot of things. When I say church, I mean the religious system.
Period. Yeah.
I learned that from the religious system. There were things that I did and allowed in the religious system that I brought over from that into my home.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of standing my ground, knowing when something is wrong, standing my ground and saying no.
No needs no explanation. It's a full sentence. It's a full sentence. No. Why? I don't need no explanation. It's just no. Because I don't want to. Because I don't want to.
Lord Jesus, Pastor Curtis. It's a full
sentence. It's a
sentence.
full sentence.
No.
One word, full sentence. No. With no explanation.
Because I don't owe you that.
It's no. See, when it's yes, it's no explanation. I don't have to go into why I want to do it. It's just yeah. Then it's set up, let's go. But when it's no, now I need a full, why not? I don't need that. No, it's the same. Yes and no are full sentences.
Oh Lord.
And as grandparents, let me just talk real here on grandparenthood. As grandparents, we got to learn how to have a balanced approach to our children and grandchildren. They hit different, yeah, but it's not fair to you to feel guilty when saying no. And anybody that wants to make you feel guilty about saying no are using you.
Ow.
And you have to acknowledge that. Watch this now and protect yourself.
Let me give you several.
This is just where we are. It's just a reality. Because the moment you say no, you're going to find a whole different person there. So you need to know that.
Okay, Pastor.
I need to know who I'm dealing with. And don't let anybody guilt you into yes or no. It's just, it's because you want to or you don't want to. Simple as that.
And to all those of you who are young grandparents who have dreams and desires for your own life because you put things off to raise your children. There are a lot of us who put things off to make sure your children had what they needed. You worked jobs that you didn't necessarily want to work to make sure that your child had what they needed.
Listen. If you die and get off the planet tonight, your children gonna live.
They're gonna make it.
They're gonna thrive, and they're gonna make it.
I know that's the
truth. Did you hear what I said? If you die tonight,
come on, Pastor Curtis. Now that's the truth.
Tomorrow, they're gonna get a strength from somewhere that they didn't know they had. You might as well let them find it now while you live it.
Let me give you something right there.
They're not gonna die because you don't help them. They're not gonna fall off the planet because you don't help them. They're not gonna disappear and life just fall apart.
They just gonna go crazy.
What they gonna do when you die?
They're gonna keep on living. And you can believe that.
So you might as well let them find that strength now, and you enjoy your life and let them grow up to be the adults they need to be and stop babying grown folks. We might as well do that now.
I live that, so I know it's true. When my grandmother left this planet, guess what? I was still here.
What you gonna do? Anybody gonna jump down in the...
Right, I couldn't get in the casket with her. I had responsibilities. I wanted to keep going. And I loved her. And I know she loved me. But guess what? I kept on living. Found a strength. Found what I was taught.
Had to.
And went on and raised my family.
See, as long as we don't allow our children to grow into what we've put in them already, they won't.
You put something in them. Let's see.
You put it in them already. You know you did. You know you raised them. So now it's time for them to use some of that rent. Discipline themselves. Okay, you wouldn't spend your rent money. I don't know what you're going to do. Oh, I said, what now? Oh, what now?
You get put out enough times, you'll stop that. And no, you can't come live with me. Because you made the money. What did you do with it?
Right. You know what your responsibilities were. Why do I have to keep bailing you out every month on something while you go and buy what you want and then come and beg me for what you need?
No.
Baby, that don't, Nope. And when we're doing that, we're not helping.
Let me see.
We're not being who we need to be to them.
You just a crutch. You what they lean on. They never stand up fully and take care of business. They're always leaning on you. And you can never go forward because you always got to have in the back of your mind, I can't spend my money over here. I can't do this. I can't, because I don't know what they gonna need.
That's not fair. That's not fair. That's not fair. Because if you was dead,
they figure it out.
Okay, then.
They make a way. They stop doing certain things.
Once they knew they didn't have you to lean on, they do right with what they had.
No, I can't go to my mom and daddy because they ain't here. I got to make this happen. I got to go get another job and pull myself out. I'm gonna be working 2 jobs for a little while and pull myself out.
It's what they do.
Sitting around.
It's what they do. So you might as well let them grow up to that now. You afraid of being a real parent to an adult
because we want to continue their fawning over us and their love. If they get mad at you and don't want to talk to you because you said no, then let it be that. Grow up. If you have the unmitigated gall to stop talking to me and don't want to be around me after all I've done for you because I say no, it's time for you to grow up. If you don't want to talk to me, you're mad at me, you done with me, then let it be.
You wouldn't let a nigga in the street treat you like that.
Oh, I know that's right.
So why would you let your children treat you
all
like
the
that?
Sacrifices I've made for you, all the things I've done for you, and because as an adult, I won't do the things I did for you when you were 4. I had to when you was a kid.
See? Guilted and ghosted is the new norm. That's the new norm.
And that's something new. Because see,
right.
I just told somebody that yesterday. This is a new thing that they got. They won't take responsibility for their bad choices.
They want to guilt you.
Tell you the reason why.
And then they want to ghost you when you won't bail them out of their stuff. That's the new thing for these. That's right. That's absolutely right.
Ghosting their parents. And they got the unmitigated gall to get on social media and act like it's a badge that you walking around here talking about you not speaking to you won't even let your children see their grandparents.
Oh, okay.
You walking around like that's a badge. Are you kidding me? You just keep living.
Baby.
You just keep living.
You don't know what you're doing.
Somebody got on social media. I saw this woman. She said, my children, I know I never did anything to them. And she went on and talked about it. And then finally she said, they want me to die alone. My children are so cruel and nasty that they've kept the grands from me. Their decision is that I die alone. And this is what her mind was. I ain't bothered by that. If they felt like I have not done my best with them, they can go on. I'll be fine. And any child that's got anything to them that would do that to a parent, you reap what you sow. See, this is the thing. This is the danger of social media. People who have all these psychotic mental issues need therapy and some medication. Get on, and they sound like they got good sense, but they crazy. And they get on and they start talking about all these things that their parents done, and that's why I don't speak to my mama. And then you got a group of kids that get behind that. These is grown folks getting behind that, talking about their parents hurt them and their parents. I ain't saying that some of it might be true, but most of it ain't. It's a delusion. It's a delusion. Your parents did what they were supposed to do. You 35 years old. You need to stop playing. They sent you through college. They took care of you all the way up till you got to college and helped you.
And lived a life in front of you that should have taught you some things. Everything is not what I sit down and say to you.
Some things is you watch.
Some things you learn by being in the house with us. Now, let's just bring some balance to this.
Okay.
No parent's perfect.
Nope.
No parent's perfect. No, that's not what we're dealing with. No parent's perfect. And we have to make sure, though, that, we enforce what we know we gave you. So I can't ask you to step up to the plate if I haven't given you something and I know you haven't gotten it from somewhere else. But if I know I've shown you how to do this and I've trained you up in this, and now you just don't want to do it, then that's what we're talking about. Now you just want to ghost me and cancel me now because I won't use my benefit for your lack of discipline. This is what we're dealing with.
Amen. And we do know that there are some parents who were wrong. Absolutely.
Well, no, nobody's perfect. There is no perfect parents. Nobody's perfect. No perfect parenthood. That's not what we're talking about. But we're talking about grown people who proclaim to be grown, but just don't want to discipline themselves and face their shortcomings on their own.
You did that. Mama didn't do that. Daddy didn't do that. You did that.
Okay,
that was your decision you made. You have to live with it. You don't get to make a bad decision, then turn around and say, the reason I made this bad decision, I know I'm 30 years old, but the reason I made this bad decision because of you.
No.
Mom and daddy, it's your fault that I married them.
No.
Mom and daddy, it's your fault that I had children and I don't know how to handle being a mom.
No, nobody knew how. This is why you mad at me now. Because I didn't know how, just like you didn't know how. So we all learn. This is what we have to make sure they understand.
I didn't know. That was my first time being a mom.
So you telling me you didn't know I didn't know how to raise this family. You didn't give me that. Well, what you
thought I had? Magic?
Where was the book for me? Where was the manual for me? So I was learning as I was going along, like you're supposed to be learning. Nobody's at fault.
It's just life.
This is life teaching us all lessons, and we're all growing. But what we're not going to do is we're not going to accept the consequences of your decisions that I know you knew better to do. You knew better than do that. You knew getting high was wrong, spending all your money. You know gambling on these games is wrong. You know you can't pay your rent and gamble. You know that.
You know laying up with all these different folks gonna get babies.
You know friend of the court is all your friends is FOC. So now how was that my fault that you knew not paying your bills they was gonna garnish your car note? You knew that. Now how's that my fault? So now when I won't give you money to help you move forward over here because you getting garnished, that's not my fault. This is what we talk about. So we have adult children. We have to learn how to be parents of adult children. Treat them like adults.
Well, you just got to work that out. You might have to go get, as an adult who had a baby, I worked 2 jobs. Let me look at y'all. I was 21 years old working 2 jobs. I worked for Detroit Receiving and I worked for Friendship Manor. They were across the street from each other. I would leave Friendship Manor working midnights and walk across the street to the hospital, Detroit Receiving, go in, put water on my face, and go in and work. I worked contingent 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I worked 2 jobs. 2. Guess why? Because it was my responsibility to take care of my child.
We have to be parents to adults. So that means we got to learn some stuff over. Why? Because we got to be parents to adults. Many times we still trying to treat these adult children like we treated
the teenagers.
and that's not going to work. Which means you're going to have to back down some of your what I got to do for them. That's not going to work. And then you got to take what comes with that as the parent.
Okay, you got an attitude to be all right. I said no, and that's what I meant.
I'm hurt because my child feels so and so. Okay, well, be hurt for a minute, right? But still be that adult, because many times all that trying to make you hurt is just manipulation to get what they want.
And then when they tear your credit up, somebody just said your credit score go from 700 to 500, fooling with these kids, and you never almost get out of it. Now that's real talk right there. That's real talk. You helping them, and you just tearing your finances up. And they're getting all the benefit out of you tearing your stuff up. And then when you tell them, okay, all right, that's it. I need you to give me $100. I ain't got it. Then you just get a new job. Then they won't even give you something if they hit the lottery. They bragging about, I hit the lottery. I'm just telling you, I done seen all of it. Won't give you $100, but want everything you got. Anything you got, they want it. You got to share it with them. You got to give it to them. No. Sometimes as the parent, you got to say no. And again, a lot of this comes from religion, because we have been so manipulated in the church system, the religious system. We bring that stuff over into our households. Y'all all right? You got to learn how to tell your children, your adult children. I ain't talking about your kids, little ones.
We're talking about adults.
Adult children, no.
Yeah, we're talking about adult children.
See, sometimes people start hollering out in these comments because they have not accepted the fact that some of the things, the traumas in your adult life is your fault. See, let me tell you.
Yep.
If your mama had a bunch of children out of wedlock and from different daddies, and you grow up in that, guess what you're supposed to learn? Don't have no whole bunch of children if you ain't got no help. Now, I ain't doing that because I remember how hard it was for my mama. So I learned from that. I ain't doing that. I ain't having no bunch of children, and I ain't got nobody to help me. If you see that your parents got on drugs and alcohol, what are you supposed to learn from that?
Okay, let me not get on that.
You remember how hard it was for you growing up in that kind of atmosphere. Guess what you don't do? I don't do drugs and I don't do alcohol because it was so hard for me coming up when my mother and my father were addicted to that. And I'm not blaming them. I understand what they went through. I understand my mama and my daddy had a lot of trauma. I just recognize I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that. So that's something I'm not going to do. I'm not going to do drugs. I'm not going to do alcohol because I know what that brings. Are y'all hearing me? And see, I know parents who have been guilt tripped. I know children that run game on their moms and dads because of their former lives. If it had not been for you being on drugs and alcohol, I wouldn't have suffered this. But you don't know what I was trying to forget. I was hurting. I was in pain. I was just trying to forget the stuff that happened to me as a child. I didn't mean to hurt you. That wasn't even in my thoughts that I was hurting you. I was just trying to forget. That's what I was trying. I was just self-medicating, trying to forget. I didn't mean you no harm. But this is what religion does to us. Anytime your adult children can stand up in your face and talk to you like you're nothing, then you have to let them go. They don't want none of your opinion, nothing that you say is right, but they want your money.
Okay, no.
No, we ain't doing that.
No.
When you get in trouble, now I'm important. But before then, you didn't even want to talk to me.
No.
You didn't respect me or want to talk. No, see, that's what religion teaches. Well, they talking to me. No, you treated me nasty. You don't hear nothing I'm saying. You can't hear my heart. But the minute you get in trouble, here you are, want my help, want me to do for you. See, these are things we don't talk about in church because we've been taught to let people run over us. Even in our families. Y'all quiet. We've been taught to let people run over us. Even when it comes to our children. This is why some of these children get crazy when their parents finally stand their ground after letting them run over them for years and years. They get crazy, and some of them try to put their hands on their parents, and then it get really wrong. And then it get really wrong. And some of you, your children have tried to do stuff like that. You know, I came up, I didn't even cuss around my family members. I couldn't say dang.
Right. No, you couldn't say lie. You could call nobody a lie.
I couldn't say dang. That's gonna get you. You gonna get it because that's too close to that other word. You got children now who cuss their parents out. You know where they get that from? Because they think that they on your level. Know where they get that from? You just like a friend. See, you know, I have had people, and I don't knock this. I ain't got no problem with what people do with their families, their daughters and sons. But I've had people tell me, you know, me and my daughter, we best friends. I've had children that I know. Me and my mom and them, we best friends. I've always kept it a certain way with my daughter and my son. I'm not your friend. I am friendly, but I'm not your friend. I'm your mama. And I don't want you to put me in the category that you can treat me like you treat your friends, because I don't want to be in that category. You can tell your friends off and cuss your friends out. No. You can't do that. No. So we're not going to be friends. We're going to keep it the way it's supposed to be. I'm your parent. I'm your mama. And we're going to honor each other that way. I'm going to honor you, and you're going to honor me. Everybody got a spot. Now, I don't knock nobody. We best friends. I don't knock none of that. But I've seen where that has gone wrong. I've seen where it's gotten so wrong that the daughter thought her and her mama should be compete for the same men. I'm telling you what I know. That the mama and the daughter are competing for the same men. That's how it can get. So we got to learn how to keep things the right way as parents. I ain't saying you can't. I didn't say you can't be best friends. If that's y'all thing, go ahead. I'm talking about the personality and the character of the children that I birthed. I can't be friends with my daughter. I can't be friends with them. Love them, but I ain't your friend. We got to keep it a certain way for my sanity.
Yeah, for your safety, because once you let that parent position go, and now it's there's no boundaries. The respect level is gone. Yep. Once the respect level is gone, now you're getting cussed out by your children. Now they calling you all kind of names and stuff like that. And I don't know, no sane parent gonna take that.
I've talked to so many moms, and it seems to be the moms more than the dads. I've talked to so many moms who tell me they cuss me out. I was grown, way grown. And my mama has said a lot of things to me. I said, I'm way grown. And my mama have said a lot of things to me that I did not like and I didn't appreciate. But I never fix my mouth. Number one, to get in my mama's face. I ain't never do that. And I ain't never, ever use no profanity at my mama. And I've been mad at my mama. And I felt like my mama was disrespectful and she was wrong. But you know what I would say? Okay, mama, let me let you go. All right, mama, I'm on my way out. Okay. And she would say, I know you ain't like what I said. You know what I didn't turn around and say? No, I sure didn't. You know what I said? Okay, mama, I'll see you later. Because I knew better. My mama's not my friend. She's my mother. We don't have that kind of right or wrong. She's still my mama.
Right.
Y'all understand that? And I don't cuss my mama. To all y'all young adults that's listening to this in the background, all you young adults,
be careful. Because you're going to be a parent one day.
You don't cuss out your parents. You don't use your parents. They're not to be used for your benefit. You're grown. You don't get to use your mama like you would use some of your friends or your daddy. You don't get to use them like that.
That's right.
You're wrong. And parents, when you see your children operating that way, you're not no fool. You know when somebody's using you. Oh, so you can spend all your money on Gucci and you can spend all your money on Prada.
And then when you need your rent paid, here
you come. No.
We got to be smarter than that. We got to be smarter than that, and we have to be more considerate of what they need than that, because that's not going to be conducive to the right patterns in their life for them to grow. So we have to do that, Pastor. We got to go.
You got to go?
Yeah.
Well, again, we thank God for you guys. Did y'all? I know we're having conversations because these are the conversations that I think in this hour we need. 2026 is coming in, and we need to make sure that we have our heads on and that we're dealing with life the way it needs to be dealt with. You're not wrong, parents, for standing your ground. We know that all parents are not the best parents. We get that. And we're not talking about that. But for those parents who know you've done your best, stand your ground.
And be a parent to your adult children. Don't be afraid. I think a lot of people are afraid that, well, they're gonna ghost me or they're gonna do that if I don't. Don't be afraid. Be a parent to your adult children. Just be a parent to them. I am the parent of adult children. I'm not the parent of teenage, mid-teen children. My children are adults. They get treated like adults. They get talked to like adults. Y'all know what I'm saying when I say that? They don't get cussed out by me, but they get talked to like adults. They don't get the smooth side. They get what's needed, the adult side.
They don't get the smooth mama.
They don't get the
what did mama say?
No, they don't get the smooth side. They get the adult side. They get what they need for the intelligence level and the conscious level that they're on. Once you tell me you're an adult, then you get adult daddy. You get the conversation you need from me, not the conversation you want from me.
You told me that you were going to do something. You borrowed money from me. Okay. You told me that you were going to pay me back on a certain day.
What we doing?
What we doing?
Where we at? Did you lie to me?
Are you using me?
Get right.
You told me you needed it. I gave it to you. Then you told me in that same sentence that you were going to pay me back such and such a day. You should have called me to let me know that you were not going to be able to do that. We are 2 days now. I haven't heard from you. You haven't called me and said nothing. You're disrespectful. You're disrespectful.
So now you get the adult version of parent. And how you feel about that is your business. I don't care about that.
And if you don't want to have these kind of conversations with me, stop asking me for my money. Okay. Because with my money comes conversations.
See, if I got some money from my dad, let me tell you what came with that. Conversation came with it. Consequences came with it if you didn't give it back when you said. You don't get to slide by. No, that's being an adult, right? Right. So this some of us need to grow up as parents of adult children and not be so emotional about it.
Well, they ain't got it. But then you find out later on, just through social media.
No.
They out to dinner. I wanted to go out to dinner. That was my dinner money.
See what I'm saying?
So you out to dinner. You call them on the phone. Where you at? Oh, we at such and such.
Well, how you out so and so and you owe me money?
Mom, no, you owe me money.
No, and you said you was gonna give it to me. Send me my money.
And I mean right now. See, or you can't ask me for nothing else. Don't ask me. I didn't bought you. Okay. Don't ask me. So when you ask me again and I say no,
you know
don't
why.
Be shocked.
Right, exactly. That's exactly right. Grow up and be the parent of adult children.
Now, this might not be the most spiritual stuff.
Okay, yeah.
But it sure is practical.
Grow up, you and me, grow up, right? Stop carrying your emotions on your sleeve with your children. They're using that. Be an adult. They're adults. They're telling you they're adults. They get to make their own decisions. You can't tell me I'm an adult. Cool. So now I'm going to treat you like the adult. See, sometimes treating your adult children is like treating them like adults that are not your children. Like the people you work with that are adults and you treat them like adults, that's how you treat your children. You act like they're not your children. You act like they're adults.
I said, you borrowed money from me. You told me that you was going to pay me such and such a day. You got my money? Because I got bills too. And I told you, if you're not going to be able to give it back to me, let me know now. But now, if you're going to give it back on the day you said, I'm looking for my money.
Don't ghost me on Friday and I can't call you. And no.
Don't do me like that.
No. So next time, when you come to me, it's no. I'm telling you now.
And you get mad all you want to. And I'm sorry that it's an emergency. And I'm sorry the situation is dire. Don't put yourself in that situation. See you later. Mama, I need you. I needed you to take care of business, and you didn't do that. I can't keep bailing you out.
Okay, so let's not treat our children, our adult children, like children, and then complain about it and be mad about it and all that. No, you the problem. When you gonna grow up, parent of adult children, and treat them as such. Okay.
Y'all good? These are the kind of conversations that we need to have sometime, because we are sometimes too spiritual about things that are very practical. We have put ourselves in a hole because we have been too spiritual about very practical life. We've allowed our children, they don't want no church now. They don't want to go to church with you. They don't want to hear nothing from your preacher.
And that's fine.
They don't want to do none of that.
Cool.
But they sure will use that stuff against you and tell you, oh, see, you ain't acting like no Christian. They'll use that on you.
When your children borrow money for you and pay it back, they didn't borrow it. You gave it. This is what my father used to say when I came to him if I needed something. Are you borrowing it, or are you asking me for it? Because if you borrow it, you're going to pay it back. If it's 10 cents, you're going to pay that back. Now, if I give it to you, then we ain't got no problem. Are you borrowing it, or am I giving it to you? So sometimes, you think you're going to be, well, Dad, I can't pay it back. Well, then I can't give it to you. See, it wasn't none of that. Just give it to me. Wasn't none of that. Then he would say, well, no, I can't do that because I need mine back. I'll loan it to you.
Huh?
I'll loan it to you, but you're going to pay me back this day, and I need my money.
You know what we would say? Okay.
Let me tell you, this is what you knew. This is what you knew. He was going to worry you. He was going, every day that you owed him until you paid him, you were going to have a conversation about it. I don't care if you told him yesterday you was going to pay him next week. Tomorrow you're going to pay him. You're going to tell him that again.
Because he's going to be reassured that and it's designed to make you not ever want to do it again.
Okay.
He will come, Pastor Curtis is not lying. My in-laws used to stay at our house for an hour and maybe 20 minutes between our work schedule in the a.m. when our children were young. And they would stay between, but they would work with us while we went to work. So it's like an hour and 20 minutes before I got home. And I got to tell you something. I started to realize how important it was to pay my father-in-law. I told him I didn't stop at the ATM. For whatever reason, I didn't stop. And my father-in-law woke me up.
Y'all think I'm lying? Ain't lying.
At 12 noon, he woke me up out my sleep. Are you going to drop my money off? Because he was so used to me giving him his finances before he left in the morning. I couldn't believe it.
That's just the way he was about his money. He just did not play about his. It's just the way
Stevens, I promise you, I'm gonna pay you your money. I said before I go to work, I just didn't feel like I should stop at the ATM that early in the morning.
Did you drop it off?
Curtis.
Okay. So this is sometimes we have to mature. We need to mature as the adult, as the parents. We do. Your children borrow money from you and they'll never pay you back. You being an ATM. You being stupid. And why are you doing that? So you have to stop doing that.
Hey, listen.
You're being squoze. You're being used.
That? How about that?
Yeah, let's just face what it is.
They taking your love.
Okay.
And they're using it for their benefit.
Okay. They ain't paying you back. And next time they come, you give them more? Send me your email.
Right.
Let me see, can I do that? Right. Come on, y'all. No.
Did y'all get anything today? Again, we thank God for you guys joining us for the 8:15 hour. This has been awesome. And again, we thank God for you. We all did. We needed it. And I think sometimes these are the kind of conversation, realistic, down to earth conversations with people who understand where you're coming from. Yeah. Again, Pastor Curtis and I are way out in the cosmos. We're not way out there. We understand everyday life. And we want to make sure that we do. And we deal with some of the same things that you guys deal with. And we understand where people are located. And we want you to know there are some very practical mindsets that we have to take. Mm-hmm. And again, we thank God for you guys. Listen.
Somebody say it's so hard to not help. Is it? Is it? Why is it? Why is it so hard
But
to
for
not help?
moms,
Why?
it can be.
Okay.
I think we have something else going on.
Then shut up.
Right. That's what Pastor Curtis tells me.
Then
Well,
shut
be
up.
quiet,
Okay,
Tammy,
then,
because I don't
right.
want to hear it.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I told you this. We agreed to that. You've got into your feelings. So guess what? I'm not gonna be nice about it. Shut up. I don't want to hear that.
And you know what I say? You right.
That's your baby. Then you don't have. Then there can be
right.
no complaints about how your baby treating you.
You right.
See what I'm saying? You can't have it both ways.
And so I've learned that. You right.
You can't have it both ways.
I can't get mad.
See?
Because it ain't going the way I want it.
You can't. Because you're the one that has to control which way it goes. You think you're helping, but you're not. You're hindering. Because you won't reinforce things that they're going to need when you ain't around.
Because you're going to leave here.
Okay.
You're going to leave here.
Okay.
And since that's the case, guess what? You might as well go on and find out what they made of while you here. And guess what you're going to find out? They can make it. If your children don't want to pay rent, you can't let your children live with you and all the utility bills are going up because they're with you. And if they don't have the sense to say, Mom, Dad, this is what I'm going to give you, then you need to reinforce that.
Help is one thing, but you have to define help. Help and reliance is two different things.
Come on.
Help and taking advantage is two different things. Help is assistance. We have to define that. We can't just call everything we do help. Everything we do ain't help. Some of that is guilt assuagement. And I'm gonna leave that one. We don't do that.
Did we help you all today? I love these kind of conversations. They're good and they have their place. Listen, again, we want to thank God for you guys. Listen. Thank you for joining us at the 8:15 hour. Listen, I want to give you the opportunity to give your tithe and offering. Let's pray. Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you for this opportunity we've spent with your people. Thank you for allowing us to be real people, to be able to talk to them about real life and not a bunch of fluff, but real things that people are living day to day. I ask, Father God, that this conversation has strengthened moms and dads and even the children. I pray that we can look at this thing realistically and walk in it. Thank you for what you have done today. You have freed us up to be authentic. Thank you for that. Listen, I want to give you this opportunity to give your tithe and offering. If you would like to give your tithe and offering, you can give it by Cash App. That is $our power, $Increasing Faith. It is also Givelify. You can give it to Increasing Faith Ministry, or you can call us at 313-401-5953. And you can give that number. You can take the number and give by Zelle as well. 313-401-5953. Again, if you would like to give by Cash App,
it's $our power, $Increasing Faith. You can download the Givelify app, make Increasing Faith Ministry your preferred ministry. You can call 313-401-5953 if you want to give by Zelle. Talk to Pastor Tammy. Don't forget him.
And again, thank you all for your support. When you support your ministry with your tithe and offering, you help us to be able to take care of the business of the household of God.
Absolutely.
So again, we thank you for your support. Listen, I want you all to have a great day.
Yeah, love you guys.
And be safe.
See y'all tomorrow, 8:15. God bless.
God bless.